Most of us are uncomfortable, of course, we all included, because technology is at hand to talk about these issues and the types of interactions that we normally have, because it pertains many issues. According to a report, many respondents say that they have problems in their relationships because of social media. It is with us. So how do we navigate it too? How do we cope up with it? Because there are some who are psychologically, attached to this social media, and they have become addicted to the sense that they are absconding their day-to-day duties in their home. So how do you navigate around this so that we can have a situation where it's all understandable, it's all creating a sense of understanding between the two partners or the couples in marriage, so that we have this thing at hand, and that it should not be leading us to this particular direction, which will have negative consequence on our relationship.
I'm going to echo something you said. We're in a generation about evidence. If it's not on social media, it never happened.
Exactly.
Like if you didn't show up, if you didn't take pictures out somewhere, it never. People will assume. We are living in a generation where people want to be validated. People want to belong, and they want to prove themselves. It's more of proving yourself you belong or you did something. Let's assume you're here today. You never took a picture. Will it change the fact that you were here? You were not here today, but you feel the urge. You have to take a picture or show people you were there today. So first, people need to accept themselves, because again, you're looking for what the society is going to say. If you're not confident enough with yourself or where you're coming from, it becomes an issue. Then that leads down to even the person you're with. If you're going to try and prove something and you're not concentrating on whatever, building and growing your relationship, as you have said, maybe it's your partner, it still goes down. And also it happens even to our friends. You find that most of the times our friends are going through something and you're going to text, how many times have you been sad and somebody asked you how you're doing, and you put an emoji, I'm good. But the other person on the other side never knew how you're doing. They never even knew how you... So by the end of the day, it cuts down honesty in conversations. And most of the time we find out these things, people, as he says, he likes saying this, people never take selfies or pictures at the sad moments. People never say tokens are off. When you take a selfie like, I'm having a blackout or something, people want to portray it as a good thing. Only the best moments. By the end of the day, if I'm living, I know people who could put up their living good, but that's not how they're living, but they want to show the world that way. If you're not confident in yourself, or maybe you look at how other people live their lives, you're going to be affected by that, because you're thinking, how come...
Because it comes with the peer influence too.
Exactly. You're thinking, at my age, my friend is driving a V8 or what. How comes I'm not driving? And that's the life they show you. That's how they want you to keep up with. So by the end of the day, it's bringing pressure, depression to people. If you're not careful, people are not... usually type of people are not what you see on social media. People are who you meet and talk to. Yeah, anything you see there is stage managed. It's whatever I want you to see.
Like you with someone, and after 30 minutes they post something and like, no.
But it wasn't me.
No, as in, when we talked, that's not the reality on the ground, you see. And you asked how we can navigate this. I think we need boundaries. We don't need to automate our humanity. We don't need to digitalize our presence. And looking at it from the perspective of personal personal development and dealing with individuals at a capacity, I always ask, what have you reserved? What is not online? Which true moment happened to you and it's not recorded and it's not dispersed out there? Because if you lack boundaries, that's when you're at home, you're having dinner, you're on phone. You're in car, you're on phone. You taking your kids out, you're on phone. Every time there's that urge of you need to. So can you have your mental boundaries? Can you try to create habits that restrict you from automating your humanity? You need to be human, you need to be present. You don't need to always articulate all these things. And some things are very private at the end of the day. And most of the time you offend people here to think it's the best thing to happen. It's good on your timeline and the likes and the shares. But at the end of the day, what boundaries do you have around yourself? Do you need to just pour out your total life out there at the end of the day? So when you have boundaries, then you'll stop having the problems you're asking. That you'll stop creating the kind of, it's uncertain between you and your partner at the end of the day. But when you have boundaries, you're like, this time to be home, this time to meet up, this time for work, and there's always time for online at the end of the day. But now we are putting time for online and we try to squeeze in all the other things.